This is the word of the Lord from April 7th, 2026. When you honor someone, you are honoring their position, not the person. When you honor your mother and father, you were commanded to honor their position as mother and father because it is a position of respect to carry a child that will influence the next generation. We have no problem honoring Mary for birthing Jesus or Joseph for raising Jesus, even though we don't even know what their ability was as a parent. So then how can we dishonor our own parents? We have no problem in honoring David as king that had the heart of God, despite the sins he committed. But we honored him because God honored him as worthy, as a worthy king, and called him a righteous king, called him a man after his own heart. Then how can we dishonor our managers and supervisors? How can we dishonor our family members, those who are our elders? How can we dishonor our spouses? How can we dishonor those in leadership? They've been appointed to a position and we honor the office, not the person. Just as we honor the office of an apostle or a prophet, we don't let Judas affect the way we see the other 11 apostles, nor do we let the 400 lying prophets allow us to dishonor the one true prophet. We don't need to know everything about the person. We just need to know the position they hold, in which God called them to, and honor that position, not the person. Honor their role as an appointed king. Honor their role as an appointed mother, birthing leaders in the next generation. Honor their role as husband, the leader of a family. Honor their role as an apostle or prophet. Honor their role as pastor, shepherding a flock. Honor their position and not analyze their life. Because Saul was chosen and anointed and appointed and ordained as king by God, and he was honored. It was only God that could reject him and judge him for his disobedience. David knew this principle of honoring the office or position despite the flaws of man, despite the flaws of that person. He was standing in a role, and until David was placed in the role, he was the only king that was present at the time. So he still deserved honor as a king until a new king was put in place. So it is that we must honor presidents and leaders by not speaking evil against them. It is in doing so we dishonor the office of leadership and actually bring dishonor to our own name for doing so. When you dishonor a mother, when you have never been a mother, you dishonor yourself. When you dishonor a father, when you have never been a father, you dishonor yourself. When you dishonor the leader, when you are not the leader, you dishonor yourself. When you dishonor a president, when you've never been a president, you bring dishonor to yourself. This is what happens when people act as if they can judge man in a role they have never served in, and a role they have also never appointed that man or woman to. God has set certain leaders and elders to judge the people, just like the 70 elders who were appointed by Moses to judge the people. It is someone in a higher position that can judge those and hold them accountable for what they do and how they act. Just as parents can judge the actions of their children, as they are accountable for them and accountable to them. And when a leader or king or parent fails in their position, the Lord is the one who judges them as he judged Saul, as he rejected King Saul. And the Lord also sends people against them because they failed in their position, just as the Lord sent other leaders to remove other leaders. There is an order to how they are rejected and how the removal process goes. But know that it is a process. So we must submit to our leaders and honor their roles until the Lord acts, until the Lord rejects them, until the Lord removes them, until the Lord replaces them as he sees fit. And this is the will of the Lord. Amen.